It's Saturday night and live on 2K Sports. We've got the excitement of the NBA for you tonight. You're alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. I'm Kevin Hart. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's East versus West, where the Indiana Pacers will be looking to make a statement. Now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. And breaking down the game, let's take a look here at Eric Gordon.
Well, he's a really difficult cover because if he gets anywhere near the rim, he can finish. Great strength, the ability to convert in the lane. Boy, that's tough to defend.
And applies even if he has to absorb contact getting to the rim.
Hibbert gets the bucket.
I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. You know, getting the ball inside early.
Well, it worked to perfection there. I like the game plan. Get it inside, force the defense to react, and then play off your big men.
Now here is Holiday. Poke loose. It's stolen by Hill. Granger outside to the middle. That's good for George on the assist by Granger. George has got his first 2 points of the night.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
You know, when Danny Granger was out with injury last season, he saw that the Pacers team had become really Paul George's and Roy Hibbert's team as they became the new faces. While some would throw a fit about it, Granger said he was proud of them and happy to take a lesser role. He just wants to get back out there.
And that one's good by Davis.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
On defense, New Orleans. Knocked away. It's stolen by Smith. Here's Evans. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
And when Granger is healthy, Steve, he's certainly a great player.
Well, you love his versatility, his ability to play both ends of the floor. A tough defender who can guard multiple positions. Offensively, he can put it on the floor, get to the rim, and he's got three-point range. But really an excellent all-around player.
Now, here is Hill. Granger outside. The feed to West. And again, it's Indiana converting.
And I'm not really sure that's the time for the fadeaway jumper, but he gets it to go.
The Pelicans have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Holiday attacking. Here's Davis. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. 6 points for Anthony Davis. Here's Indiana, trailing by 2. Inside to Hibbert. Ball's knocked loose. West dishes to Hill. West outside. 6 to shoot. It's back to Hill. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. And here we go. Fast break. Evans has got it. Here's Gordon. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, you know, Eric Gordon, when he's healthy, is really an explosive and efficient scorer. He's able to spread the floor with his three-point shooting, and he is relentless in attacking the rim for hoops when he's healthy.
The first free throw is good. And Gordon standing just 6'3", but with his powerful frame, he's able to power his way often to the rim.
Yeah, he's so good using his strength to get inside and draw contact to get to the line and finish plays in which he's been fouled.
He's perfect from the line this time. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Monty Williams.
They'll have to deal with the size and shooting combination that Danny Granger presents, and he knows that is going to be a tough problem. He said that even though Granger might not be one of the headliner names in the NBA, he can eat defenses alive with the mismatches he creates. He's hoping they can avoid that in this one, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Here is Davis. Roy Hibbert picking up that last basket. Shot clock at 5. Evans passes to Holiday. Shoots from the baseline. That's good. Evans has got his second basket of the night.
5 of 5 to start their game, and it might be the second quarter before they miss. But where they're knocking these shots down, boy, everything's pure.
against Holiday. Hill kicks it to West. And the rejection by Smith. Holiday dishes to Smith. Holiday against Hill. And Holiday, here we go. Smith the pass to Evans. Hill against Holiday. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Pacers trail by 4. Hibbert with a screen on Holiday. Feeds it to West. Passes to George. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, you look at Paul George, my man, PG 24, the young swingman out of Fresno State. Boy, he had a terrific year last season, was the most improved player last season, and a first-time NBA All-Star. You consider how young he is, just turned 23, and he's got the potential to make plenty more All-Star games, and I think he could ultimately be a Defensive Player of the Year at some time in his career.
And George drops them both. And for Paul George, the 10th pick back in 2010, what a terrific find for the Pacers.
Well, he was already a good player, but I think the injury to Danny Granger last season created the opportunity for George to really emerge as an all-star. And that's exactly what he did. Dangerous inside and out, excellent defensive player, has a chance to be really special.
Here is Hill, following the basket by Anthony Davis. Pass to George. He kicks it to Hibbert. Goes up on the block, and Davis pulls it down. New Orleans leading by 4. Holiday with it. He's picked up by Hill. Smith's shot is good.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
Now here is Hill. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Granger. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And the Pelicans with the possession. They're on a 14-6 run. Holiday off a pick from Davis. And Holiday kicks to Smith. West with some nice D. Pacers trail by 6. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
It's back to Hill. It's stolen by Smith. Gordon against Hibbert. The kick out to Holiday. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Really high-quality shot there. Just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
Here's West. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists now in this one.
Easy little jump shot for him right there, guys.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
Well, Indiana's success last season was built around its defensive prowess, and they usually would set the tone at the start of the game. They were one of the best in the league at allowing the fewest first quarter points.
Anderson, he's checked in for Jason Smith. New Orleans leading by 4. Going back to the Pacers once more, you knew they wanted to emphasize defense each game, and Steve, they would always come out and get right in the offensive player's face to start the game.
And they allowed the fewest first quarter points of any team in the league last year, Kevin. That's a great way to kind of set the tempo, set the tone in a ball game. And the Pacers were able to establish that defense right away.
And so it's Indiana with it, following the score by New Orleans. Granger fades away and sinks the tough shot.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
The Pelicans have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night. Holiday dishes to Gordon. and he lays it straight in.
Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
Wow, are they moving the ball right now? They look good.
Hill kicks to Hibbert. Stolen by Holiday. All alone, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted, the aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for New Orleans. Steemsma comes in for Anthony Davis, and it's Aminu in for Tyreek Evans. George passes to Scola. The steal. Outside Holiday. Anderson outside. Here's Rivers. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. And now it's a 10-point New Orleans lead. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for New Orleans?
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Holiday off a pick from Anderson. Kicks it to Rivers. Wide open look. It's hauled in by Watson.
Well, he's wide open there, but really struggles from that range. Maybe there's a reason he's open.
Dishes it to George. Here is Watson, guarded by Holiday. Watson kicks to Granger. Scola passes to Granger. Shot is blocked. Rivers with it. He feeds it to Steemsma. Sinks that one from the post. And the Pelicans lead by 12.
It has taken them no time to build this lead up on the strength of a great first quarter offensively.
And they need to continue to put pressure on the defense and try to really run away with this one from here.
But they'll get another chance. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
Now, a severe lack of awareness on his part. He had no idea he was near the out-of-bounds line.
Chris Copeland's checked in for Indiana. For Indiana, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Now the dish to Watson. Pass to Granger. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Anderson. Rivers kicks to Holiday. Dives for it. Ball stolen. Copeland dishes to Stevenson. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
Chris Copeland, a 28-year-old rookie with the Knicks last season, originally from New Jersey. He played collegiately at Colorado and found his NBA opportunity after playing some years in Europe.
So here's Scola, looking for his first basket still in this one. And the basket by Stevenson. And Copeland, Clark, more than serviceable coming off the bench last season. Steve, what do you think of his performance with the Knicks?
Oh, he played awfully well down the stretch, had a couple big games in the playoffs as well. But what I like about him is the floor spacing that he provides. His three-point shooting is really strong, but he's long and he's got a good body. He should be able to guard multiple positions. Well, what you love about Drew Holiday is his strong body, his size at the point guard position. He's about 6'4", still very young, but an all-star last year. I think he's only going to get better.
And, you know, Drew Holiday, guys, in Philly is called by some people the Druth. But he still has work to do. I like his talent and his demeanor. He's developing as both a scorer and a playmaker, which is tough for a young player to balance those two skills. But I think he's got a chance to be special.
Here is Watson. He dishes it to Scola. It's good, and Watson picking up the assist. Scola's got his first basket of the night.
Intelligent passing there to make that hoop possible.
And here's Holiday. Holiday off a pick from Anderson. That's good.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Here is Watson. 1:49 left to play in the first quarter. Granger with the ball. Now guarded by Anderson. The drive by Granger. And the layup falls.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Attribute it, I do me, later for the rest. You live, then you live, in between's the real test. It starts in the mind, end with the soul.
Off the inbound pass, and it's off the back rim. No good. Pacers trail by 10. Out to the right wing. And Copeland kicks to Watson. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Watson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Holiday, the pass to Rivers. Now here is Holiday. Tight defense on him.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Here is Watson, guarded by Holiday. Granger, right side, trying to find Scola. He's got it now. Softly drops in the floater. Scola's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
And Holiday, here we go. And the shot is good. And the Pelicans lead by 7.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
Here is Watson, guarded by Holiday. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Aminu. And Holiday kicks to Rivers. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got assist number 7 for him tonight. And here's Watson. The pass to Scola. Beyond the arc. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Pelicans lead by 9. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
All right.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lopsided First Quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
At the 1 and 2, George Hill and Lance Stevenson. Down low, Weston Hibbert. And it's Copeland in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Holiday against Hill. And Holiday, here we go. And they'll keep possession.
Well, probably the right play defensively. If you can't get the block, send them to the free throw line. Don't give them an easy 2.
No easy buckets inside. Force free throws and work to keep them out of the lane next time around.
The Pelicans have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
About a year ago, they converted about 78% of their free throws as a team, so pretty solid there.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
And he makes the first.
And, you know, you talk about Frank Vogel, guys, and the Pacers. It seemed he won over his roster from the moment he took over. He placed a lot of confidence and trust in his players, and most importantly, brought a breath of positivity and positive energy to that locker room and to that team.
Both free throws good from Smith.
Boy, I tell you what, he does not look like your typical big man up there at the line. He has an excellent stroke and a percentage to match.
Hill dishes to West. Releases from 15. Again, Indiana. And back to Vogel, he really helped instill the identity of this Pacers team of toughness, and defense, and, Steve, that willingness to battle.
Yeah, it's a perfect fit with their personnel. The way he motivates this team to defend and play with that edge. I just love this group, the Pacers team, the talent, along with Frank Vogel. Just a really nice fit. Great interplay there between those two teammates.
Hill with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. West, right side. Baseline J on the way. That one a little long. New Orleans leading by 9. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, what an impressive season for Paul George in 2012-13. He said, if you talk to these guys, they will tell you, I told them my rookie year, by year 3, I'd be an all-star. He fulfilled that prediction and helped lead the Pacers to the conference final. Coach Vogel said, quote, he's grown tremendously. When he got going on the offensive end, that's when our season changed. Guys, consider he's just 23, a world of potential.
Well, it certainly seems like a smart move for him. Thanks, Doris.
Well, he has all the skill. And for him, I think it's just about assertiveness. You know, staying in the attack mode constantly on offense.
First one falls for him.
You know, there were high hopes for New Orleans last season, but after a slow start and injuries, they quickly fell out of the race. And you look back at the young players they played, and you can see why they struggled, but perhaps down the road it might serve them well.
The Pacers making a change here. George is checked in. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. As you said, Clark, with New Orleans, they got a chance to look at a lot of different players and figure some things out. Steve, with some of the early injuries, they found that Vasquez could be a tremendous point guard for them.
And then what they do, they went ahead and traded him to Sacramento, Kevin. But look, I like the direction that they decided to go with. I mean, they used Vasquez as an asset. They added Tyreke Evans, Drew Holiday. They have some good young talent on that roster now.
And that's Evans penetrating. Gordon, the pass to Davis. Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Hill with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Knocked loose. Stolen by Holiday. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Here's Gordon. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Gordon's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pelicans.
Well, the number one priority for a defense when you face this guy is to keep him getting anywhere from the basket because he's just so strong as a finisher.
And he is also a very rugged player at the defensive end. I mean, he will bull his way through any screen if it means staying on his man.
And the Pacers call time here.
Injury has always been the big concern when you talk about Eric Gordon, but if you're a team, you have to roll the dice on him just because he's such an explosive scorer when he's healthy.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Monty Williams address his team. He said to his players, we can do a lot of damage if we get more aggressive about driving the lane and taking it into the teeth of this defense. Also, he wants them building a wall around the rim defensively and forcing shots to come from the perimeter, not in the paint. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon find out, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Now here's West. He's got 6, and George kicks it to West. And here's Stevenson for 3. Good. Stevenson's got 6 here in this quarter. Well, going back there at Gordon Clark, you said roll the dice, and roll the dice the Pelicans did, matching the Suns' max offer, Steve, to get him.
Well, you know, he's had a history of injuries, and so it made the decision from New Orleans a little more difficult. And if you're Phoenix, you look back on it now and you think, well, maybe it's a good thing New Orleans matched, because Gordon missed most of last season in New Orleans.
Now here's West. Following the miss by Anthony Davis. The wing jumper, a misfire from West.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Gordon with it. George picks him up. Here's Davis. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. West has got 4 rebounds in this game. The drive by Hill. Hibbert dishes to Hill. An easy 2 points on the layup. Hill's got his first bucket in this one.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
Oh, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes.
And Davis throws it down. Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Pacers trail by 9. Now Hill. West outside. Left side, West. Shot clock at 5 for 3. Hill. Here's Hibbert. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Hibbert's got 6 points.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Holiday against Hill. Holiday, the pass to Gordon. They get a hand on it, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And the Pelicans making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Here's Smith. That's good. 8 points for him.
Excellent communication on the inbound play there, guys. He got in a good position, and the pass was as it needed to be, on time and on target.
Now here is Hill. And there's the feed to West. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 4 assists in the game.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Feeds it to Scola. Pass to George. He kicks it to West. The jump hook again, Indiana.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Holiday with it. He's picked up by Hill. Evans goes in and stolen by Scola. Now the Pacers moving it up. Hill leading the charge, and it's blocked by Holiday. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. Steamsma checked in for the Pelicans. Here's Hill. And Stevenson kicks to Scola. Wing shot on the way, and he gets it to go. Scola's got 6. And here are the Pelicans now. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And Holiday kicks to Evans. Back to Holiday. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, I thought it really worked out well. The 76ers gave Holiday that big extension prior to last season. He rewarded them with an all-star year. And, of course, then he was eventually moved on to the Pelicans in a draft day deal. But a lot of value in Drew Holiday.
And the first one at the line is good. And going back to Holiday, rewarding the Sixers with an all-star season, and Clark still young as well.
I like what I've seen from this young man. He'll continue to improve. I like that he was more aggressive using his size and getting to the rim, increased his free throw attempts. He's got to learn to continue to minimize those turnovers and get outside of the top 2 in the league in most turnovers committed. That's something that I'm sure he'll be locked into getting better at. Pelicans ended up being the name that New Orleans chose when it was all over. And I like the new look uniforms, but they had some other options as well that sounded pretty good to me. How about the brass because it gives nod to the music that New Orleans has popularized.
Now here's Scola. He's got 6. Out of bounds. New Orleans will take possession.
5 seconds on the shot clock. 5.
Pelicans leading by 7. Well, definitely a nice sounding name. Other options were the Swamp Dogs, the Bull Sharks, the Mosquitoes. Steve, all in all, you have to think they went the right way with the Pelicans.
I don't know. My personal favorite was the Rougarou, Kevin. I don't even know what that means, but that was in the mix. Would have puzzled a lot of other people around the country besides me, but better than Mosquitoes, that's for sure. Pelicans was probably the right way to go.
For New Orleans, they've gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Scola against Holiday. Right side Holiday. 6 to shoot. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And again, no good by New Orleans.
Not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
Yeah, both teams have really put in a terrific effort down low.
And the powerful one-handed slam.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Here is Watson. The Pelicans make their last shot. And good on the basket. Book it.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
Now here's Rivers. Back to Holiday. Aminu dishes to Holiday. It's rebounded by Indiana.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Watson, the pass to George. And he banks in the layup. George has got 6.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
The defense has to make an adjustment. They've got to string together some stops, or at the very least, try to force this team into some bad shots.
Now here's Rivers. Here's the teardrop. And Drew Holiday, the bucket on the assist by Rivers. 14 points for Drew Holiday. Pacers trail by 5. Outside Hill. Pass to Scola. Outside, George. Trying to find Scola. He's got it now. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans. The Pacers making a switch here. Copeland's checked in.
Chris Copeland.
Pelicans leading by 5. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Well, if the Pacers wanted to grab the attention of the league with their postseason play, they certainly did that. They marched through the first 2 rounds by knocking off the Hawks and the Knicks. And, boy, remember, they were a game away from the NBA Finals.
Holiday left side. Holiday left side. Shot is good off the back rim and in. And now a 7-point Pelican lead. Ultimately, the Pacers would fall to the Heat, but they put them to the test. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They gained respect league-wide even more than they had going into the playoffs. It took 7 games, Clark, and he saw them all, which a lot of folks didn't see coming.
I know that's the case, and yet the way the Pacers showed such grit in that series, it indicates they can compete with anybody. And when you have a defensive anchor like they do in Roy Hibbert, they've got a chance to be a championship team before long.
Here is Watson after Austin Rivers scored. Granger right side, stolen by Holiday. Takes it off the glass. Holiday's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
Man, it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
Now here's Scola. He's got 8. Granger again, Indiana. And here are the Pelicans now. They've held a 12-point lead early. Rivers kicks to Aminu. This is to Rivers. The 10-footer. And that's good for 2. Rivers has got 8 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yep, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Watson with it, guarded by Holiday. Here's Scola, and the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
Pelicans leading by 7. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Holiday dishes to Rivers. And Holiday, here we go. Hangs, and it's good on the way up. Holiday's got 20.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
The Pacers have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Line for your Pacers, Paul George. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. New Orleans making a switch here. And George drops them both. 5 seconds left in the second quarter. With 1 on the clock. And so we conclude the first half. Pelicans ahead, leading by 7. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Gentlemen, I'm here with Roy Hibbert. And Roy, what do you think the team needs to do coming up in the second half?
I think we need to take care of the ball on the offensive end, get back, but you got to do a better job of just controlling the pace of the game. You know, you can give a little bit of leeway, but I think we can do a better job in that aspect.
Roy, as always, we appreciate the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Hey everyone, I'm Damon Bruce. A great game going on out in Indiana. The Pelicans playing with poise so far. They haven't settled on tough shots. They're taking it strong inside. They're getting quality shots and a lot of quantity of those quality shots. Jrue Holiday, unreal in the first half. He's now up to 20 points. He's been dynamic on both ends of the court, finding teammates, playing tough D on the other end. On the Pacers side of things, they managed to hang around. And defensively, they've done a good job grabbing rebounds, limiting second chances. David West really playing effortlessly. He's got 10 points and has been looking really good in terms of shot selection, shooting it well from the field. And that's all we have for you here in the studio. Now let's send it on back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half of play.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
We welcome you back to Indianapolis, Indiana, the Circle City, as we continue.
We watched Holiday play great basketball. He has 20 points and he's stolen the ball 4 times. Whether it's making a tough pass or coming up with the steal, he's been able to do it.
Well, he's had a great feel for the game today, for his teammates, for the situation, for his opponents. I mean, he knows what's going on out there.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. So for New Orleans right now, backcourt, Holiday and Gordon. Davis and Smith together down low. And it's Evans in at the small forward position.
When Hibbert came into the league, guys, everybody assumed he'd be a project, and that's been accurate. But projects can pay off, and to have a player with his size and work ethic and skill is a huge payday for the Pacers.
Free throw, good. Hibbert. And going back to Hibbert, and Clark, you mentioned this, looked at as a project when he came in, taken with the 17th pick, Steve, back in 08 in a draft that you were involved with Phoenix.
Well, we took Robin Lopez at 14 because he just had much better mobility athletically. We were shocked that Hibbert could eventually develop the kind of speed and lateral quickness that he's done. So pretty impressive that he's put all this work in and defied his critics.
Now here is Holiday. Goes up on the wing, and it's blocked by Hibbert. Hill with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Granger outside. Kicks it to Hibbert. No good. And New Orleans will come the other way. The dish to Holiday. He feeds it to Davis. Can't get it to go. West with some nice D. Pacers trail by 5. Hill kicks to Hibbert. Poked away. Evans with the steal. Holiday goes in. Hill with some nice D.
It's been a cold spell for them coming out of the half, missing their first 3 shots. A tough start.
Team foul.
Poke loose. 5 to shoot. George passes to Hibbert. Pelicans with the rebound. Smith's got his 3rd rebound tonight. New Orleans leading by 5. Holiday dishes to Smith. Holiday against George. And Holiday kicks to Smith. Back to Holiday. Smith against Hill. And George, there they go.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Gordon against George. Gordon, the pass to Evans. Hill against Holiday. And Hibbert with the block.
Ugly start to this second half, guys. They've missed all 4 of their shot attempts.
Hill dishes to George. Tries again. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut down to 1 on the bucket from Roy Hibbert.
And what you love about him is just the way he hits the offensive glass. I mean, he knows that those are the easiest points for him when he can find a loose ball, get an offensive board, and put it back into the basket.
And another thing he's known for all over the league is what an angry shot blocker he is. He does it with an attitude when he knocks it out of the air and sends it behind the shooter.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to be on David West. And the nation of intimidation right in front of us here, guys, on this overlay. Let's take a moment here for the career leaders in blocks per game. Some giants of the NBA.
Well, that's what you'd expect, right? Mark Eaton, 7'4", Manute Bol, 7'7". I mean, those are specialists right there. And then you have more all-around big guys like Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson. And I'll tell you what, if you're averaging around 3 blocks a game, well, that's top tier.
And he sinks the second.
The big story in New Orleans, guys, is the change of the name. From the Hornets, a name that came with the team when they relocated from Charlotte, to the brand new Pelicans. Now, Pelicans might not be the most intimidating name around the league, but it does have a nice and special connection to the city and state.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Well, Clark, and I really didn't know you knew this much about birds, but the brown pelican is indeed the state bird of Louisiana. Their numbers have rebounded dramatically after being hard hit by the Gulf spill. So a representation of the city's triumph, Steve, over great adversity.
Well, I'm happy it was something that is connected to the city. I'm talking about the name, the Pelicans, because remember, originally this team was known as the Jazz, and that made sense. Utah Jazz made no sense. New Orleans Hornets made no sense. New Orleans Pelicans make sense, guys.
Holiday, and he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Holiday's got 23.
And this offense needed that one after 4 misses to start the half.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He wants them looking for passing lanes and getting the ball into the painted area. It sounds like if they can make this a battle of the bigs, he'd be very happy. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Roy Hibbert. Pacers trail by 4. Outside Hill. Pass to George. Anthony Davis grabs the miss.
You know, typically, guys, he has the body control to finish when he's in that tight. I'm not sure what happened there.
And Holiday kicks to Smith. Holiday, the pass to Gordon. Smith sets the pick for Gordon. Just 5 on the clock. He dishes it to Evans. Gordon with it. And Granger picks him up defensively. It's blocked. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. West to screen on Holiday. Holiday against Hill. Granger outside. But they recover it. Scola dishes to Hill. Back to Scola. Scola left side. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from David West.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Well, that's important because this game, I think, is going to be decided by who controls the paint in crunch time.
They recover it. Smith kicks to Gordon. Shot clock at 5. Tries yet again. That doesn't go either for Gordon. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Indiana. Hill up top, guarded by Holiday. The score now all even. 14 points for David West.
The road back hasn't been an easy one, but they've managed to climb all the way out of the hole and tie this game.
I have to say, pretty remarkable, Steve. At one point, I thought they were done.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for Davis. Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys that too.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game. I mean, a 5-man team game where the ball moves. There's so much unselfish play. It's beautiful to watch.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play. They're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
And the Pelicans miss again.
You know, last season, George Hill, really for the first time, was handed the keys to the team as the starting point guard for the Pacers and played the most minutes of his career and responded with his best season yet.
Granger for the 3. Count that one. They got him this a little while ago, and they just haven't looked back. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. And going back to George Hill, great length and athleticism at the point guard position, defensive-minded guy. He really fits with the hard-nosed identity of this team. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
Yeah, I love George Hill. Offensively, he shoots with range, and he's able to slash and draw fouls. Excellent rebounder for the point guard position. And you mentioned the length. I mean, the wingspan for Hill allows him to guard both ones and twos in the backcourt.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Drew Holiday. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, thank you. Monty Williams had some words for his team. It's their perimeter defense that had him pretty wound up. He told his guys to be conscious of ball movement away from the hoop and be sure to always have their hands up when the shot is taken. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. 6 to shoot. On the wing, Granger. Scola inside. Moves against Smith. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. New Orleans making a switch here. Aminu's checked in. Pelicans trail by 3. Here's Rivers. 10 points for him. The rebound by Paul George.
Got a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, it's not often you find a player like Paul George who, as tall as he is, can play 2 guard. But when you do, you're going to see some really big numbers in rebounding from him. And that's what George does. He wants to average double-digit rebounds.
And he makes the first. And Clark, you mentioned the height of Paul George. 6'8" when he was drafted. He actually grew to 6'10" in his rookie season, Steve. So he's a young guy that's continuing to grow both on the floor and physically.
Yeah, he may be 7'2" by his 4th year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, though, he gives you power forward size and rebounding with guard skills. And it's easy to see why the Pacers are so excited about him.
Does he remind you of anybody in particular?
A bit like Scottie Pippen, you know, early in his career. Maybe not quite as strong as Scottie, but a similar skill set.
Interesting. Now here's Rivers. Paul George with the steal. And the pass to Hill. Tries to save it. Now here's Evans. 8 points for him. That's good.
They can't afford to give him that kind of look.
Well, it came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to fight over the top of that.
Here's Hill. The feed to Granger. The kick out to Hill. Passes it to Scola. Granger outside. Indiana moving the ball around. Stolen by Evans. And it's Gordon penetrating, and Granger with the block. And he recovers it, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
That's his first personal.
Some changes for Indiana. Chris Copeland comes in for George. And it's Watson in for George Hill. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Pacers.
Well, the great passing we saw in the first half has carried right over into the second.
Well, they've also really been down in with their jump shot. I mean, they have not missed much from mid-range today.
Scola kicks to Watson. Stevenson passes to Scola. 8 feet away. The shot is off.
Boy, that's a shocking miss. That's one of his favorite spots on the floor, and the defense was nowhere to be found.
Gordon goes in. And blocked.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Pushing it up. It's blocked by Rivers. Left side, Gordon. Can't connect from short range.
It seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Watson with it. Picked up by Rivers. Watson dishes to Scola. That's good, and the assist goes to Watson. And that's 12 points for Luis Scola.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Now here's Rivers. He's guarded by Stevenson. A nice shot by Rivers. Rivers has got 4 points in the quarter.
Really aggressive play, taking it to the rim against the big man.
Tell you what, I love that fearless attitude.
Watson with it. Feeds to Granger. Shot left block. Offensive rebound. And Copeland kicks to Watson. 4 on the clock. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And that one's good. 14 points for Luis Scola.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
There's a minute 34 left here in the third quarter. Watson gets a screen from Copeland. Here's Granger. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Granger's got 11 points.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Now here's Gordon. 11 points in the game.
Great defensive anticipation there to challenge that shooter.
Here is Watson. He's covered by Aminu. Watson kicks to Scola. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Roy Hibbert's checked in for the Pacers. The Pelicans trail. And here's Rivers. He's got 12. He kicks it to Gordon. Dishes to Aminu. Pass to Evans. Evans off the pick from Anderson. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, an illegal screen is one of the toughest calls for the official to make.
You know, I agree with you. You've got to have some sympathy for the referees when they have to make calls like that, but they get paid well, and they're the best in the business, so they can handle it.
New Orleans making a switch here. Davis is checked in. Now here's Hibbert. 10 points for him. And that one's good. And it's 13 points for Danny Granger.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Kicks to Evans. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here. And that one falls for Evans. He doesn't get the second one. Here's Stevenson. And that's not even close. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Pacers lead by 3. And it's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Pelicans trail by 3. George Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2, Granger and West at the forward slots, and it's Hibbert in at center. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
Another season and another drop in the numbers from Tyreke Evans, including his minutes. But if you look at his percentages, it's the most efficient scoring of his career so far. A lot has been said about him slumping since his historic 25-5 rookie season, but fans should be encouraged by how he played.
And the first one at the line is good. And for Tyreke Evans, a player who's had the ball in his hands his whole life, it's had to, be a tough adjustment, learning to play off the ball.
Yeah, I think that's been the big challenge. And he's not a great shooter, so players who are used to handling the ball and don't shoot particularly well, now all of a sudden it's a really big adjustment trying to figure out that new position.
And both free throws good for Evans.
It was certainly a slow start to the season for the Pacers. Their veteran and leading scorer, Danny Granger, was on the shelf with a knee injury, but somehow this team found its identity around defense and the emergence of some younger players that may serve them well going forward. To get Danny Granger back with the young, emerging talent, this team should contend for a while.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop, and George with the stuff.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Pelicans trail by 3. Holiday, the pass to Evans. And he gets it to go. Evans has got 4 points now in the quarter. And Granger was able to come back for them for a stretch during the regular season, but eventually had to once again miss the rest of the games. But the team had grown to where, that probably didn't derail them, as it might have, Steve, in the past.
Well, the big thing with the Pacers, Kevin, is that they have a lot of depth now across the roster. And with the emergence of Paul George, who kind of took Granger's spot, they were able to move on pretty well without him.
Here's Holiday. Paul George making his last shot. Holiday attacking. Shot is no good. West with some nice D.
Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
Outside for George. Or the 3. That doesn't go either for George. Pelicans trail by 3. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Good.
Nothing too fancy, just simple execution. That's getting the job done, and they need to make every possession count.
I agree, Clark. They need stops, and they can't afford any wasted possessions. Those inside shots are really high percentage looks.
Here's West. Following the basket by Anthony Davis. And the rejection by Smith. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. Gordon's checked in for the Pelicans.
Pelican substitution. Eric Gordon.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Shot clock at 3. George, that's a 2-pointer, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And so here is New Orleans. Holiday dishes to Evans. Smith sets the pick for Evans. He feeds it to Smith. To take the lead. That one wide left. Indiana leading. Now Hill. Now the dish to West. Pass to Granger. The jump hook, that's good. And the Pacers lead by 3.
And now both of these clubs really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
And Holiday kicks to Evans. Smith with a screen on Granger. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Well, an illegal screen is one of the toughest calls for the official to make.
I agree with you. You've got to have some sympathy for the referees when they have to make calls like that, but they get paid well, and they're the best in the business, so they can handle it.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
They've been very untidy with the ball here. You commit turnovers when you try to do too much or you force it. They need to focus on making the simple play, good passes, and moving the ball around.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
Now here's Granger. Hill with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Here's Granger. Evans gets the rebound. Evans has got 4 rebounds in this game. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
The Pacers making a switch here. Scola's checked in. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Granger outside. Evans against George. That's good. George has got the lead up to 5 now for the Pacers.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. It's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Now here's Gordon. Smith takes the elbow jumper and drains it.
Boy, bad timing. Now is not the time to be giving him that shot.
To the inside. And then George with the jam.
I tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in. Aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes. Well, he's an exciting young player. Almost 6'10", great athleticism, length, dynamic finisher at the rim, and he can guard multiple positions defensively.
And you know what, Steve? His growth defensively has been just as impressive. He uses that length to great advantage, contesting shots and coming away with deflections and steals.
13 seconds on the shot. 13.
And it's the Pelicans with the ball. 6-point game. Smith gets it to go on the assist by Holiday. That's 12 points for Smith.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Hill passes to Hibbert. Indiana moving it around. George dishes to Scola, and the shot is good. Scola's got the lead back up to 6 now for the Pacers.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
To me, that's the key to any game. Who can win the battle in the paint? And right now, they've got it going.
Now, here is Smith. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
It's been a solid outing for Smith. He has 12 points, and he's been a good on-the-ball defender, too. He's got a pair of steals.
Yeah, he's made some heads-up plays, Clark. He's done a really nice job defensively.
He misses the free throw.
Well, guys, for the Pacers, it's been a slow and long climb from the Malice at the Palace back in '04. But now, with a terrific young team fresh off a strong showing in the Eastern Conference Finals, we can finally say the Pacers are back, and they're going to be around for a while contending for championships.
He hits the second from the line. And for the Pacers, ever since that unfortunate night in Detroit, the attendance in Indiana has sagged. They've been at the bottom half percentage-wise, Steve, for the last 9 years.
Well, it's time for the fans to come back, Kevin. This is an elite team. They've got really high character, good guys. Ticket prices are about 60% less than the league norm. One of the best arenas in the NBA, and hey, it's Indiana. I mean, this is a basketball state.
And here's Holiday. George Hill getting it to go from deep. Smith kicks to Holiday. Outside Gordon. Clock at 6. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Pacers leading by 6. Outside Hill. He dishes it to George. Outside Hill. Granger outside. No good with the triple. Pelicans trail by 6. Holiday off a pick from Smith. Holiday, the pass to Davis. Can't get it to go.
And this is why you need size inside, the ability to contest shots and force misses.
Steve, that's exactly right. Even when you get in close, it's still a tough shot.
George against Evans. And George kicks to Granger. Back to George. And it's off from three-point range. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And that's Evans penetrating. And Tyreek Evans is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
He's lost his concentration in the second half, and we can see that in the turnovers piling up. Before the break, he had just one. Now he's got a bunch.
Indiana leading by 6. Hill dishes to Granger. Hibbert with the screen for Granger. Outside, George. The pass to Hill. Back to George. In low to Scola. No good. Great D that time from Davis. Smith with a screen on Hill. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. 25 points for Drew Holiday.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he's finding it very difficult to score here in the fourth.
Holiday against Hill. There's the feed to Hibbert. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Holiday against George. Holiday, the pass to Evans. Passes it to Gordon. Feeds it to Davis. Using his post move to get the 2 points. Now just a 2-point Pacer lead.
What an excellent performance from the field for him.
Hill kicks to Granger. Here's Hibbert. That doesn't go either for Hibbert.
Good percentage shot, though. That's one they'll take any day of the week.
To tie it up. And Hill with the block. Dishes it to Gordon. In low to Davis. Back to Gordon. Dives for it. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Evans against Granger. Fades away. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Gordon dishes to Davis. Gordon against George. Clock at 6. Gordon against George. And it's sent back by George. Outside Hill. He kicks it to Hibbert. Pass to Granger. Right side Scola. And he gets the bucket. And the Pacers lead by 4.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
For New Orleans, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Paul George really making a difference here.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
David West, he's checked in for Luis Scola. Here's Smith.
2 minutes.
Kicks to Holiday. Smith outside. And Holiday, here we go. And here's Gordon from outside. Gordon with another miss.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Here's Hill. That is good. Now it's a 6-point Pacer lead.
Defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Holiday against Hill. It's stolen by West. Here's Hill. We've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Hibbert gets the bucket.
Well, they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch and into the final quarter.
I'll say they're looking very determined as they try to close this one out.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 8. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter. Holiday goes in. Smith the pass to Holiday. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. 27 points for Drew Holiday.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Hill against Holiday. West outside. 6 on the shot clock. Hibbert hits the bucket. Hibbert's got the lead back up to 8 now for the Pacers.
Whether by design or accident, that was a very high-quality shot they created.
And the basket by Gordon.
That is not an easy shot right there. He had to get it off over a taller defender.
A little bit of a rainbow three, but like you said, it had to be with the size mismatch.
This may be their most important possession.
Yeah, as long as they don't make a mistake here, they should be safe.
West draws the double. Hibbert gets a screen from Granger, and so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his 5th personal foul. 14 foul. Shooting for Indiana, Roy Hibbert. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game.
Well done at the free throw line. I'll tell you what, that will make things a lot easier on them if they can continue to convert.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They trail by 7. 29 seconds left in the 4th quarter. .29 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Holiday inside the line, and the shot is long. Indiana's gone into a funk from downtown in the 4th. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Granger kicks to Hill. From 10 feet out, and the shot is good.
Well, if it wasn't already out of reach, it is now thanks to this spurt.
Just keep on firing, man. No reason to slow down now.
Gordon for 3. Misses there. So it's Indiana picking up the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Paul, thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.